What up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Mo.J. We are locked in. This is episode 9, Sleeping Dogs of Snowfall. We got a lot of stuff going on. We know the newspaper told Irene, hey, you might have to step down. The government, they on your ass. We know that Mama Saint said, Franklin, I'm going to step away from this for a minute. I'm going to run away. We know Alton got those fake passports. But Franklin's like, Mama, you better not run away with him. But the last thing we seen was Sneaky T was trying to set up my boy Franklin. And we can't have that, can we, people? But before we get into the episode, I got to do the YouTube stuff. Shout out to the notification gang. If you're new to the channel, you want to be a part of this, hit your subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Hit the like button. That's the easiest thing you can do. Now, my personal goal is 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month. We just hit 4,500. So 500 more people. Just hit the subscribe button and grow with us. But last thing we seen was Franklin came in the house. And he wanted to know, Sneaky T, Tinashe, how long you been playing with me? So let's jump into this episode. This is episode 9, Snowfall. Franklin and Peaches is in there. Peaches got that gun out. And T, it's time for you to start speaking up and telling us what you know. Now, I'm not going to go into too much depth because I broke this down on the sneak peek. Check the video before this. But T says she's just at the bar chilling with her girl. And Manboy comes in with a proposition talking about, I need you to find Franklin's plug, and I got $100,000. Now, T, we know her brother was getting whooped on in jail and stuff. So to get some protection from them Compton boys, she has to find out Franklin's plug. And it's kind of weird what she's doing because now she's trying to bring up the previous relationship that they had that didn't work when they were younger. So she's trying to compare her and Franklin's relationship not working to her working with Manboy to set him up to get the plug. Now, Franklin, he heard from Reed, don't trust anybody. So he's listening to this whole story like, yeah, that's cute, but you tried to set me up and pretty much get me knocked off to save you and your brother. If you wanted money, if you wanted help for your brother, you could have just came to me, but you didn't. You went behind my back to Drew. See, she's calling him Drew because they had their little relationship. Call this man Manboy. Now Franklin has to figure out what's he going to do. And she's like, well, I hear you're not big on mercy these days. And Franklin tells her, well, that's something you'll probably never figure out. Franklin reaches for his hip. You see that thing on his hip, but you also see his pager. Luckily, he got a page. He goes over and makes a call. You got him? Okay, keep him there. Before he leaves, he tells Peaches, give me the keys. I'll be back, but you stay here with her. So they must have called back up with Jerome and trying to stop Jerome from going over there because Manboy is waiting. So it was a page from Leon to stop Franklin because Manboy is prepared for this. Now, Jerome, we already know how he's feeling. His baby Louie's in that hospital shot up, so he wants revenge. He said, we going head hunting, nigga. Franklin's like, dog, we got to be smart, man. And what Jerome replied with, God invented Uzis, so we ain't got to be smart. Remember this, y'all. The more rounds you use, the less aim it take. All you hear over at the barbershop is it made me reach up under my seat and get mine and just cock it just to make sure that we ain't got no static anywhere. But Manboy and them, they getting ready and they ain't playing around. Franklin is still trying to talk some sense into Jerome because we know if Jerome goes over there right now, it's going to be ugly. All he got is 3 people and Leon. Get the fuck out of here. Manboy going to wet them boys up. But Franklin's trying to say, look, we got Tinashe. Let's just use her, feed some bad intel, and we can set Manboy up. Kind of like how they tried to do with Scully, but this time it's going to be all of our people, and we ain't got to worry about no silly people doing anything stupid like Manboy's crew did. Franklin walks in front of the eye rock. It's clean, too. And he stands in front of it, and he squares up with Jerome, and he's like, man, you can't do this. I'm going to do everything I can to stop you. And Jerome gets to whooping his ass. I'm talking about it is ugly. Franklin ain't stand a chance. He can barely stand up on his own without the cane, but he stood there and then he was on the ground and I'm gonna tell your sister and your wife I did everything I could in my power to stop you from going over there. Pretty much saying you're gonna go over there and get killed. It's almost guaranteed. And I'm gonna have to tell them I tried to stop you, but you didn't listen, Jerome. But Jerome, you can tell he's like, all right, Franklin might be right with this. We back to Tinashe's house, and my boy Jerome is not playing around. He put on the hat. My boy looking like Easy-E. Got the chain up under the button down. Ooh, it's time. He got that mini Mac 10. Tinashe's talking about it. It wasn't Manboy that did it. It was Khadijah. Jerome said, I ain't trying to hear none of that. Make the phone call. They trying to set Manboy up and get his ass today. Tinashe makes that call. Manboy answers. He's like, what up? Franklin, he said he'll introduce you to the plug. He's like, yeah, you told me this before. And she's like, nah, he's ready to do it in person. He's like, all right, well, you're gonna have to convince me on this. And she's like, well, you want to know the truth? After Louis got shot, he figured he didn't want to go to war because it would be bad for business. So Manboy's already thinking what Jerome said about it because he knows Louis is Jerome's girl. And she's like, well, they got into it, but he realized he didn't want to go to war either. So Franklin said, meet him at this bridge with some arches. You would know. So Manboy's like, all right, yeah, I know where it is. Yeah, we about to get the plug. You know what I'm saying? We about to get some money. That's what Manboy probably telling the crew. Let's put together the biggest snitchingest crew ever. Irene and Alton. These two fools go to the radio station and she's in here getting lit. She's pulling up and Alton's like, are you sure about this? You really want to do this? She's like, yeah. So they get on the radio station and they go live on the air and she starts talking about their CIA agents bringing in drugs and it's messing up our communities. Now, I wrote a 3-part series, but only 2 parts were aired and released to the public because the newspaper company, they stopped the 3rd one. The government showed up, but I have all the facts. I got names, I got documents, I got locations, I got everything. I just want everyone to know what's going on and it's messing up our community out here. While Alton's over there like, yeah, that's right. We get to see Reed and Gustavo. And you hear on the radio, the revolution isn't televised, but it's sure gonna be on the radio air. And it just makes Reed pissed because they coming down on him. He knocks the radio off the table. Manboy said, the hell with the plan. He pulls up to Tinashe's house and she opens up the door like, what's going on? As soon as she opens up the door, my boy snatches her up by the neck and is like, you set me up, you dirty. Takes her to the ground, pulls the gun out. He's like, you know what? I'm about to just end this here. But Tinashe's quick on her toes. What she got? She got a knife in her sock. Pulled that knife out, stabbed up my dog, Manboy. Now, Manboy is like, oh, hell no, you didn't stab me up for real. I'm it's his own now. But Franklin comes through that back door and pow, pow, hits my dog, Manboy, twice because he ain't playing around. Franklin is the man. I'm telling you, this boy Franklin is a genius. Manboy's homies down there joking around. I guess he ain't believe her. Ha, 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 because they heard them gunshots, but they ain't hear these shots. And the shots I'm talking about are from Jerome. Him and Peach's outside. And they just letting them things spray. Got rid of all 3 of them in the back of the whip. Now it's time for the big sit down. Manboy trying to crawl over to his gun. Franklin uses that cane, puts it on his hand. Tinashe's trying to sneak out the front door. Guess who comes up there? Jerome. Where you think you going? You need to sit your ass down because we all gonna have a talk. Manboy on the floor, just body leaking. And now he's talking about Jerome. You your nephew's bitch. Franklin, you pussy whipped. Leon, my sister carved up your boy, yeah, do nothing. Franklin, pop, pop, pop. Now, Manboy still leaking. He talk about, man, you think they ain't gonna turn on you? You think they ain't gonna turn on you? At this point, Manboy just talking. Jerome says, finish him, nephew, let's get it moving. Pop, pop. Right in the neck. Franklin tells Tinashe, call the police, say it was a robbery. You stabbed him and then you shot him. I'm going to make sure your brother's straight, but this murder is on you. This murder is on you. You going to wear this. Good plan. Good plan. Khadijah finds out that Manboy is dead. Scully comes in here. The phone is off the hook. He sits down. She's like, Franklin killed Manboy. Scully's like, man, that dude's stupid, man. I told him not to push on the plug, and out of nowhere, Khadijah hits him in the back of the head with a damn ashtray, a glass one. I mean, what the f you do that for? Khadijah back to putting in work. So what does she do? She calls up Diamond and Dallas, and they in here talking about, I ain't answering the phone. It might be a bill collector. But she calls them and tells them, look, I'm upping the bounty. And you know these girls, they reckless. They'll kill anybody for any amount of money. They talk about how much. Khadijah said double. They said, shit, say less. It's only right we head back to the hospital and talk to Louie. Now she's in there. Franklin comes in with some flowers and she's like, dang, you look beat up. He's like, you should see the other guy. But Jerome has already gave Louie the rundown of everything that happened. Now they're trying to figure out what they're going to do next. Louie, being the smart woman that she is, like, Diamond and Dallas, them girl shooters, yeah, if y'all offer them money, they'll take you straight to Khadijah. So if you offer them more money than what the bounty is, then yeah, they gonna give up Khadijah easily. Cause them girls, they about that paper. That sounds like the plan. Diamond and Dallas, we gonna get them, let them know that we mean business. Take us to Khadijah, get rid of Khadijah, get rid of them two. And Jerome is looking like, all right, nephew, you probably right. You could tell he's still kind of upset that he doesn't get to make any decisions, but he's like, nephew, you right. You got this one. Teddy's meeting up with Gustavo, got his stuff. It's time to get up out of here, man, because it's pretty much over with. Ain't nothing we can do now, but he tells Gustavo, watch your back, because these people, they don't care about you. And he walks about the building. Cissy and Jerome, they have a heart-to-heart. She comes to the hospital to see how Louie's doing, and of course she's recovering, but she starts to talk to Jerome and tell him, look, I can't blame you for anything that my son Franklin has done. I always knew you was out here getting money, you know what I'm saying? So if I did anything wrong to you when we were growing up or anything bad, please forgive me for that. So you selling marijuana and stuff, I understand that you're trying to get money, but don't look at Franklin for getting in this game because he seen what you had. Franklin got into this dope game because he seen what I didn't have, and he wanted to provide for him, me, you, and the whole family. But Jerome, I want the best for you, but I want you to get out the game. Because we know Cissy, she's talking about getting up out the game. She's leaving, especially with Alton over here going to the radio station and telling all the business. Diamond and Dallas up in the strip club, and they counting racks. Well, it look like maybe $50 in ones, but they in there counting it up. One of the strippers come in. She like, hey, they pull a gun on, like, hey, knock before you come in. They're like, what do you want? They're like, somebody's out here, and guess who it is? It's our good old friend Wanda. Wanda comes in with a business proposition. Now she knows about the bounty, and she tells Diamond and Dallas, look, I took a bullet for Leon. I admit I used to love him, but when I took that bullet for him, he didn't do nothing for me when I got out. So I figured I could either get revenge or just let it ride, but revenge don't pay the bills. So if I show y'all where Leon is, I need to cut that bounty, like right now, because I got bills to pay. But she living in the shelter. She ain't got no bills. This might be a setup, but who cares? We don't like Diamond and Dallas. We all know how Teddy get when Teddy start drinking. He meets up with Ivy. It's pretty much the end of the road for him. But when he's in there, Ivy tells him straight up, I'm surprised you last this long. I told you earlier you needed to get out while you was ahead. And now Teddy's like, I'm going to be here for a little bit longer. I'm going to introduce you to your new connect, and you'll take it from there. And Ivy's like, listen, you did everything you could for your country, but now it's time for you to cash in and just leave it all alone. But Teddy, he got something else up his sleeve. You can tell it. You can tell. The face-to-face we've been waiting on. Diamond and Dallas pull up with Wanda, and they're like, Wanda, how did you follow Leon here? You ain't got no car. And Wanda in the car lying like a crackhead does. But Jerome pulls up. Another guy pulls up in front of the car. Leon and Franklin come out the little building, and Franklin's like, all right, hold up. Listen, y'all can work for us because right now y'all free agents. And the girls are talking about, oh, we don't work for no niggas. He's like, look, if you work for me, you'll be on call. It's a full-time job. You won't have to just worry about going to collect a bounty here, collect a bounty there. You'll always have a job with us. Franklin talks us over some money, and the girls are like, well, how do we know Jerome ain't gonna kill us? And Jerome is like, look, y'all either with us or against us, because if you on the other side, it's gonna be ugly for y'all, because we ain't gonna stop until y'all done. So they're like, all right, bet, because Franklin told them straight up, I got more money than God. So whatever that bounty is, Franklin probably paid that straight out right now for them not to even do anything yet. So the girls, Diamond and Dallas, they like, shh, good money is good money. You know what I'm saying? We gotta eat. Khadijah gets that call from Diamond and Dallas. Hey, we got Leon. We need you to pull up right now. What you want us to do? What you want us to do? Khadijah picks up her little 4-5 and she tells Scully, hey, the girl got him. You riding or what? And Scully's thinking about it like, I don't know, man. Because, you know, Scully, when he ain't high, he kind of thinks things through. And he's like, I don't know. So she said, if you ain't rolling, we ain't got nothing else to discuss. And she walks out and he's like, Khadijah, wait. Teddy creeps up on Irene and she's over there going over paperwork. I don't know why she's doing it out in the open at the bar when she know the feds is looking for her. Ain't no telling if the CIA, if any of the drug pens are looking for her, but she's out in the open working. Teddy comes over and he's like, can I sit down? And she's like, hey, you asshole. Because you remember he put the stuff in her arm. And he's like, man, I was just doing what I felt like I needed to do. But they're cutting me out of everything that I started. Meaning this all over with for me. I'm pretty much out the game. They're getting me off the case. I have nothing to do with it anymore. But I built all this. And your radio interview didn't help. It made us look bad. But this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you everything. Since they cutting me out, I'm going to tell everything. So it turns out everybody's a snitch. But before he's going to tell her the whole story, he's like, you got your tape recorder? Get that out. I'm going to go get us a drink. You want one? And of course, we know her drink of choice is whiskey neat. So he hits the bar, gets 2 shots, brings him on back. Like a Chris Brown song, they take those whiskey neat, take it to the head, yeah. And he goes straight into it. My name is Teddy McDonald. I'm a CIA agent. I got approached by a guy named Avi. He's a CIA asset, so he's spilling all the beans. This is better than Alton's confession. D, they bring Khadijah over. She's like, oh yeah, we got Leon. Leon's sitting in a chair with his hands just behind his back. But as soon as they come in, Khadijah tries to pull that thing out. But the girls stop her and tell her, look, it ain't nothing personal. Nothing personal, just business. Leon's trying to tell her, look, I apologize. If I could change things, I would. Khadijah, she's like, forget all that. I'm going to hunt you for the rest of my life. That's it. I'm on your ass, boy. Why I gotta be the bigger person? And out of nowhere, you just hear pop. Jerome ain't trying to hear that. Y'all shot Louis. You doing all this talking? That. This beef is dead. Jerome ain't trying to hear all that talking. I didn't get to kill Man Boy, but I'm gonna kill her for shooting up my girl Louis. An eye for an eye. There you go, Jerome. Hold it down. And Franklin didn't even blink an eye because he knew that Jerome was going to do something like this. But it's better than him going out and just shooting up Man Boy's barbershop. This was the best route. And Leon was like, damn, man, fuck, man, my good diggy suit. Scully had that feeling. Now, y'all remember, Scully is into church. And he just had that feeling. And when he ain't on drugs, I told y'all he thinks things through. Now Khadijah over here laying on the floor, about to be looking at the roof of the church. Preacher telling the truth and it hurts. R.I.P. DMX. R.I.P. Khadijah. Teddy gave Irene all the information he could, and he told her, look, if you need anything else, you know where I be. Just hit me up. He hops in his car, drives off. Irene gets in her car, but she's still kind of a little nervous because it's like, man, ain't nobody just giving up this information this freely. So she watching her back. But she hops in the car and nothing happens. Alton comes to the hospital to see his wife, and he just wants to talk to her because he has love for her. And she's like, I thought you was getting away. What about the passports and stuff? He said, nah, that was for us. But if you're not going to go, then there ain't no point in me going. Oh, ain't that sweet? Ain't that a love story for you? But screw that love story. Franklin and Jerome, they pull up. Franklin like, oh, what are you doing? Alton told him, I came to check on your mom. Franklin told him straight up, that ain't your job no more, nigga. And Alton just turns around and walks away because he ain't trying to get hit again. Last time Franklin hit his ass, that boy was bleeding from the noggin. Irene's driving home and she's looking in the mirrors. You can tell she's kind of uncomfortable. Then all of a sudden you just see she done fell asleep at the wheel. Teddy must have put something in that drink. First their daughter, then Man Boy. Now Khadijah. Scully went to the morgue and seen another dead body. Every time we see Scully, it's somebody dying. But he told Khadijah not to go, man. All she had to do is just this one time listen to Scully and she wouldn't be in this situation. But we know this is only going to A, either make Scully go crazy, get back on them drugs, or B, just leave the whole game alone. She done fell asleep at the wheel. I was right. Teddy put something in that drink. Teddy followed her. She wakes up behind the wheel. Teddy looks at her, covers up her mouth and nose. Go ahead and put her to sleep. Takes the bag for everything he recorded. Hey, I ain't out the game yet because this story stops here. Teddy pulls up to the hospital, calls Franklin over. Come here, let me holler at you. Franklin's like, what's up? What's going on with Irene? Let's just say People, don't drink and drive. Pretty much letting Franklin know that's taken care of. But what I want to know is, what are we going to do about your daddy, Alton? Franklin looks over at his mom, because that's the missing piece right there. We get rid of Alton, no one else knows about this except for the people that are still in the organization. And our last scene is Alton in the little hotel room, and he's watching the news, and they're saying it's a confirmed death of Irene. It says she was under the influence. So now he knows whoever did this, whether it's Franklin, whether it's Taylor the Connection or the government, somebody's coming after him because he's the last snitch available. Damn, Alton, you better take them fake passports and dip. There you go, episode 9 of Snowfall. Man, it was a crazy one. But do you think they made the right decision with go ahead and making Diamond and Dallas work for them and giving up Khadijah? I definitely think they do. Let me know what y'all think below. That's episode 9 of Snowfall. Make sure y'all tune in for the sneak peek for the what's next of Snowfall. I'm Mo.J. If you like the content on the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.